are listening to the Pharmacist Answers podcast. I'm Cynthia, the pharmacist, and today you'll get your questions answered and your curiosity cured. Since I am kind of sick, hopefully I'm not going to have a coughing fit for y'all to feel like you need to come rescue me or anything. But since I am sick, it kind of gives me an opportunity to talk about some of the complaints that medical professionals have when people come to see me at the pharmacy. The ones who see me on a regular basis and who I know really care about me, they're usually asking, they're like, have you had lunch today? Or they'll ask me, do you get to sit down for any time while you're here? Because most of my shifts are 12-hour shifts. Usually I get to work before my official shift, before the pharmacy opens, and then I leave a little after it closes. So my time on the clock is about 12 hours. And there's no scheduled breaks in there. We don't get to close for lunch. We don't get to close for supper. None of that stuff. So people who come to the pharmacy that I know that really care about me, they're always asking, when's the last time I ate? When's the last time I've gotten to sit down? Because a lot of times they see me and we're really busy. And here's the thing. When it comes to doctors and pharmacists, when you come to see me because you're sick, you probably don't care about me very much. And I don't blame you. Because on days when I'm sick, I don't think I care about you very much either. So it's kind of mutual. Sometimes I can actually go to work sick. And I'm actually scheduled off work today, so I'm not having to miss work today. But there's some times that I just have to tough it out and go and work sick. So I can't be mad at these people who come to the pharmacy and they're sick and all they care about is them. There are other people who, if they're taking medicine for a chronic disease, they come on a regular basis and it's part of their regular budget that they have to pay money for. It's part of their regular time allotment when they run errands. And so these are kind of the people that I end up having more conversations with, and some people I expect more compassion from them. But some things that people don't necessarily think about because they're sick and they're actually going to the doctor for a service or they're coming to a pharmacy for a service, and that these people that are taking care of you are human too. We have immune systems that get beat down from stress and we can get sick. We're just as susceptible to the flu as you are. Even when we get our flu shot, we're susceptible to all the colds and all the viruses that you come and wipe on our counters and touch our cash register pin pad things with. So we're just as human as everyone else. We get hungry just like humans do. We have to pee just like humans do. We need caffeine just like a lot of humans do. So the realization for people to have that, yes, I'm going to the doctor's office or I'm going to the pharmacy to get this service so I can feel better, because when you're sick, you're mostly thinking about yourself. Or when your kids are sick, you're mostly thinking about your kids. Having it in the back of your mind, at least having somebody say it out loud to you for somebody to go, I never really thought about it that way before. These people who are taking care of you, trying to make you well, are also human and they can also get sick. So you would be surprised at how many people will get torn out the frame because one of us got sick and we had a fill-in pharmacist come in for us. Or the fact that I went into labor at 7-something in the morning on a day that I had to be at work, and I had to call and be like, guess what? Not coming. Going to go to have a baby instead. And they didn't have enough time to get somebody to fill in, so the pharmacy opened late. And all these people were just flipped out, freaked out, mad, and angry. And I'm like, you have seen me walking around here. Even if it wasn't the whole 9 months, you've seen me walk around here for at least 6 months, knowing that I was pregnant and this day was coming. So why are you surprised now? But human things happen to us too. So having the remembrance that the people serving you are human, just like you're human and you have human needs and they have human needs. Yeah, right? You mean you couldn't come in and open the pharmacy before you went and had that baby? Are you crazy? But you would be surprised at what runs through somebody's mind when their main focus is themselves. And so the people in healthcare, we go into this field because we all have a heart to serve people and to heal people and help people. Right, exactly, Emily. If these people who complain actually had a waitress job or a cashier job or some kind of job where they are strictly customer service based, they would not be such nasty customers after they had people treat them certain ways. reschedule clients because of kids. Yes, and exactly. So, and that's one of the things that I'm really happy, like, my company has done that's different now. Before, I could take sick time, but it was only if I was sick. So when I've got infants and toddlers who can't really, like, take care of themselves, like, I remember kind of sort of taking care of myself. Like, I could self-entertain and feed myself if I wanted to as a little kid when I was sick. And, like, I knew how to run the remote control because I could read the channels and stuff like that. But if I got a 3-year-old that's sick, like, she's going to need attention because, one, she can't get most of the food that she wants to eat. She can't fix for herself or drinks. She can't medicate herself. Yeah, you don't have a substitute when you have your own business. And there's sometimes, because our pharmacy is like out in the boonies, we don't have many substitutes either. So we kind of try to do things for ourselves. They now allow me to take personal time off to be able to take care of my kids if I need to, when before that wasn't allowed. But I went to the urgent care clinic yesterday. I took my toddler to the urgent care clinic yesterday, and I told some of my friends, I said, I've never been so glad about my little girl growing up, except for the fact that she's old enough that she can be seen at urgent care, rather than me having to wait until I can get to the pediatrician, because urgent cares usually won't see kids under 2 or under 3. So the fact that, like, she can go and she can cooperate and she sits still for them to look in her ear. She can open her mouth and say, ah, for them to look in her mouth. She has, like, this eye thing going on, putting eye drops in her eye. She's not calm for that right now, but she's got sinus and ear infection that's actually, like, leaking into her eye. So, like, we're just having to treat the whole thing. Mine's like a sinus infection and a cough. So thus I have, like, this awful raspy voice, despite all the tea I've been drinking trying to help my sore throat. And it's usually, like, my public service announcement around holidays, especially on working holidays, when everybody gets off work and it's during the summer and everybody's going to the lake and all they want to do is, like, have fun and drink beer and do whatever. And then, like, so they come into these places with these nasty, awful, entitled attitudes. And I'm like, I'm here having to work. I'm glad you get a vacation, but I'm here working. So, like, don't treat me like dirt. Like, that's not how this is going to fly. We'll get along a whole lot better if you just treat me nice, treat me with respect, at least treat me like a human. So even during the times when I'm sick and I have to go to work sick, I'm probably not going to be completely well by tomorrow, but I'm hopefully going to be well enough taking some medicine today that I'll be able to function at least with somewhat efficiency tomorrow. That's one of the things that having people that understand, that appreciate you as a human, like, oh, you weren't in the pharmacy when I got here because you had to use the bathroom? Yeah, okay, that's cool. Versus being like, why weren't you here when I got here? What do you think I am, a robot? Like, I have to pee just like everybody else does. I have to eat just like everybody else does. And at least in my job, like, I have to eat on the job. Like, I don't get to step away and take 15 minutes to eat something. Like, I'm usually, like, taking a bite and, like, running and doing something else, and then, like, trying to chew really fast so I can answer the phone without it sounding like I'm chewing on something, or they can tell that I'm eating, because that's kind of gross in your ear. I have lots of phone etiquette phobia things. I don't like the sound of somebody talking with stuff in their mouth, whether it's a piece of candy or a piece of ice or whatever like that. Just ask my husband if it's him all the time. And then, like, if people hang up the phone really hard on the hook without, like, either gently doing it or hitting the hang up button first, like that noise in my ear. When I have to answer 80 phone calls a day, like, I have lots of things that I like and don't like. And so, but just the courtesy, you know, we have to show lots of grace to friends and family who are dealing with medical issues and chronic diseases and things like that. But recognizing that the people in your life that could also be suffering with some of those things are the medical professionals that are taking care of you. The medical professionals taking care of you deserve just as much grace and compassion for those things that happen as your friends and family who may not be medical professionals. Just because we're medical professionals doesn't mean we're immune to everything and exempt from all of those things that can happen. You'd be surprised at how many medical professionals will have a chronic disease and choose to stick it out in the medical field because they want to show that they can conquer that chronic disease and help other people with that same chronic disease. There's a lot more of them out there than you would think. So they deserve compassion and grace for their sick days and understand their humanness just like everyone else does. And despite the appearance that they're immune or they're exempt from all kinds of things, all the bad things that may happen to people, we're really not. And obviously all of this talking isn't good for what's going on down here, so I'm gonna go. Thanks for listening to the Pharmacist Answers podcast. The pharmacy is now closed. You can post your questions and comments on our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/pharmanswerspod. Or you can email the show at pharmacistanswershere@gmail.com. You can tweet me or message me on Twitter @SinHendrix. You can find the show notes at pharmacistanswershere.wordpress.com. Pharmacist Answers broadcasts live on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 9:02 a.m. Eastern Time on the Periscope app. You can follow me @SinHendrix or view in your web browser at periscope.tv/SinHendrix. See you next time on the Pharmacist Answers podcast.